Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I'll be guiding you through the process of setting up your Nothing phone free without a Google account. Let's begin. So, a quick overview of what we see here. This is the first thing that shows up after you have successfully performed a hard reset on your Nothing phone. Here we have accessibility options. If you want to, you can enable them. They include, for example, talkback, select to speak, and magnification. Then we have the ability to simply call someone in case of the emergency. And lastly, we can choose our language. But of course, I will stay with the English. Now we can simply click that arrow, and we can begin the setup. First, connect to mobile network. I will skip this part because I do not own a SIM card, but if you do, you can simply just put it right here. And if you're not exactly sure how to do it, don't worry, we do have other tutorials on exactly that topic. So if you want to, you can check them out. But for now, skip. Now we can set up using another device. This is incredibly important because this is the only time you can actually do that. Later, it becomes unavailable, and I'm not even sure if you can do that via third-party applications. So, if you want to set up using some, for example, older device, do it now. But I do not have an older device, so I will just ignore this. Now we can connect to Wi-Fi. Of course, you want to choose your own Wi-Fi. I will go with this one since it has a pretty strong signal. And if you're struggling to find your password, then probably it is written somewhere, probably as a sticker that is sticked under router or maybe next to it. Alternatively, you could ask... Oh, I don't even think you can actually do that here. Yeah, I wanted to say that you could ask for a password, for a QR code, but this is not available while you are setting up your phone, so you have to find the password. And have you ever done that? You simply want to go with connect, and you are now connected to Wi-Fi. Congratulations! Now we want to wait for a moment because our phone is getting ready for Google. And of course, you know the title of this video. We won't be going to using Google. Instead, we are going to skip that entirely. I'm not exactly sure why would you want to do it, since then you have a pretty hard time using the web, but you do you. As you can see, we could potentially enter our email here, but we don't want to. Instead, we want to simply press the little skip in the left bottom corner. So I'm going to hit skip once again. And now we are just skipping entire part of setting up this thing with Google. As you can see, now we can set a PIN. Alternatively, we can go with screen lock options, and we can choose, for example, pattern or a password. Or, even better, we can just skip that also. So we'll go with skip, though there was a pretty important warning that, yeah, in case of our phone getting stolen, the thief might as well just perform a hard reset and now he has a free phone. So having a locked screen is pretty important. Anyway, now we can go and enable some Google services, but I'm guessing that because of the title of the video, you want to probably disable all of them and just go with accept. Now we can choose browser and search engine. So obviously we're not going to pick anything Google related. Instead I will go with Firefox and with Brave browser. Now we can review additional apps that will be downloaded over Wi-Fi. So obviously we'll uncheck every single one of them because every single one of them, maybe except the Fitbit, but most of them are Google based and we do not like Google, no. Now we can wait for a moment. We have to agree to terms and conditions. We can agree to be a part of experience improvement programs, which basically means that they will send you some random ads, random surveys, and you will basically give them away your data on how you use their device. If you're okay with that, you can just go with next. Personally, I'm not really okay with that, so I will disable all of them. But the good thing is that you can actually click on those things to actually learn more, so you will learn how they actually work, what they do. So now I want to get rid of that. Let's hit next. And we can meet the Glyph matrix. I will go with next. But just note that if you want to have a full overview on how to use Glyph matrix, I just recorded a full video on exactly that topic, so if you want to, you can check it out. I will go next. But as you can see, we basically have a nice overview of every single thing that is related to Glyph matrix. It can also recognize your calls, and that's all. We also have a social key, which is pretty interesting feature, not gonna lie. Maybe it will, and it's actually pretty useful. Like, I don't want to say it's not useful, because personally, I really like it. Let's go next. And now we have also a nice overview on what's new in OS 3.0. So as you can see, we have the ability to personalize our lock screen with a clock face and widgets. We can also rearrange our quick settings easily. We can share our favorite widgets with your best friends. This is pretty weird. I'm not exactly sure what's the point of that, but hey, if you like to, you can share your best friends with widgets. Cool. And lastly, we have Smart App Drawer, Android 15, AI Enhanced Performance, Dot Animation Engine, refreshed pop-up view, and revamped typography. Pretty cool. Let's go next. And lastly, we can choose our visual style. On the right you have a default Android, something you would probably see on Google Pixel or basically anything else, or you can go with a fancy nothing look, which is probably what I will do. And as you can see, now we can freely use our device. Now if you want to know what to do then, that means what to do after performing a setup, you can always watch my video how of first things to do after setup on Google or Nothing Phones Free. But yeah, that's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.